be that you would go down in front of a judge and publicly say who you're voting for town council, but that people who owed money to other people could have their vote manipulated because it was so public. So we sort of slowly moved to secret ballot. We also used to have elections on different days throughout the country, and that causes problems in some presidential elections because the way the early states are voting affects how other states. Also, people are moving between states to vote in multiple elections. And so we moved to one day, secret ballot, and we kind of stick there for quite some time. But then we move a few decades ago into opening up to mail-in balloting or absentee voting. We've always had some form of absentee voting for people who are away at war or other, legitimate reasons. We start just massively expanding it. And Democrats have, for a long time, wanted to move toward more mail-in voting. They have some problems with enthusiasm on Election Day sometimes, and so they decide that if they can move to mail-in voting, they can kind of get rid of that enthusiasm gap. They can put their army of, public employee or union types out to make sure that everybody who's on their records is voting. They can harvest ballots. They can do other things associated with mail-in balloting. And so they're just pushing for these changes over a long period of time. In the 2020 election, they actually had wanted it long before the 2020 year starts. Once COVID happens, though, it's the perfect excuse to just dramatically change the way we vote, to flood the system with tens of millions of mail-in ballots. They get some people to actually agree to just mail ballots to everybody who's on the roll, which is interesting because like 10% of the population moves each year without changing their, they might go register to vote in their new state or somewhere else, but they stay on the rolls in the old state. And so all of these changes happen. Some of them are legal, some of them are illegal. The Constitution requires that all such changes be made by the state legislature. But you start seeing a lot of these changes happening from other officials or from courts agreeing to make changes that the state legislature didn't agree to. And so it's just this chaos and intentional chaos. It's actually part of the Democrat strategy. And